Morning to you.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Bubble Spot Podcast. We have delayed a lot due to several reasons, and today we don't have special guests. It's just us, the management team of Bubble Sports Complex. We even have our booking sheets here in case anyone called during the middle of recording this podcast, but let's keep it casual this time around. Let's just talk random stuff and then to see how things goes. There's several topics that I would love to discuss with you guys, but let's start with introducing ourselves first. So I'm Raymond. I've been in all the podcasts so far, and you are. So
my name is Aaron. I am part of the marketing team in this company.
Basically, whatever visuals you see in our Instagram and Facebook, he's the one that's responsible for it.
No.
Yeah, and what about this guy on my right?
My name is Vince. Enough said. Vince. Enough said.
Okay, so Vince is sort of our marketing strategist. Technically, what he does is he designs most of the campaigns, ads and campaigns and stuff like that. So whoever, you guys that knows how marketing works, you sort of know what this role does. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, let's start with some really random
they
stuff.
Would probably say they were doing something wrong if they were in marketing.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's let's keep it flexible. I don't think there's a fixed structure in how things should be done, and even most of our complex stuff is we are doing trial and error, and we don't know what works and what don't. So yeah, let's start with something random. 2 days ago, Lee Chong Wei, prior to this recording, Lee Chong Wei announced that he's retiring. Who?
Is it Lee Chong Wei? I'm interested. Oh, is it 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago. Exactly 2 days ago. It was on 16th of June. He announced in KBS that due to his we all know he went through cancer treatment for his nose cancer, and then he recovered and then he tried to get back on the game, and apparently after a second fitness test, he actually failed the test. So the doctor's advice is he should avoid intensive
strenuous activity.
Yeah, so that makes him decided to retire from the scene.
That's quite young though. How old is he?
He's about 30, I think 36. He's considered old for a badminton player. So
in his prime?
Actually he was sort of I think he's towards the downhill of his performance. Technically speaking, he never won gold medal. You are in the production of 败者为王, his movie.
I'm not in the production. I was just in the special effects team. We were just in charge of.
So you sort of know his story, right? So what do you think about what he has achieved so far?
I'm just going to put out on the record that I don't follow badminton. So
none of us actually are.
Yeah. So I'm not an expert in this, but I would say
Do you think he retired at the right time, or do you think he should continue playing?
I don't know what's the right time and wrong time. I just know that we're in dire need of more professional athletes to take the world stage. We have Lee Chong Wei, Nicole David. I mean, from my childhood, that's what I remember. But I think it's time for new youngsters to step up. And it's time for Lee Chong Wei to pass the torch to someone else, so that his legacy can be passed on to someone to continue the glory for Malaysia,
Actually, I kind of agree with that because I kind of try to read up what does the media how does the media respond to his announcement, and then I noticed there's this trend of people people have been arguing two ways. Certain people say, oh no, Lee Chong Wei, if Lee Chong Wei is gone, that means the end of the badminton legacy that Malaysia is carrying on. Because literally there's no one close to his achievement. That unlike China, China we have Lin Dan, and then we have Chen Long, and then we know like they have a lot more other options, but Malaysia have been purely depending on like Lee Chong Wei, and that's who he is, and that's the only person that can like manage to glorify the badminton scene representing Malaysia. Ever since like his announcement, actually like a lot of speculation of like who's gonna continue the legacy, carrying the torch, and so far we only have one potential candidate, which I've read up. I have to dug in further, and I noticed there's this guy named Lee Wei Jia. If I hope I got the name right. So for all the badminton enthusiasts out there, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but Lee Wei Jia is currently 21 years old, and he went into like 2 major badminton leagues finals at his age. So people have been putting a lot of emphasis on him, wanting him to carry on the torch. But honestly speaking, we shouldn't depending on like, I think Malaysian have been too dependent on like
singular individuals.
Yeah, like don't you think so? Like previously it was Lee Chong Wei and no one else, man. Like literally there's no one else. And then now if there's just one, I don't think it's ever enough. You know, like it's so much of a risk of like if he doesn't achieve anything, so that's the end of the dynasty of like whatever Malaysian have achieved, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just badminton. We have so many other sports that we could have spent more focus on.
I mean, it's not to put it in a negative way lah, but I'm sure Lee Chong Wei is retiring now, but sooner or later we'll have someone in the future, maybe not in our generation, not in our time, but someone's gonna take the stage again. I'm sure that's gonna happen. You know?
Yeah. Maybe in the future.
It be as it may that we've not taken the world stage ever since the Thomas Cup, but like I'm sure someone will take it up soon. Someone.
Yeah.
But I think one thing is like I don't know, cause like you see, I'm a 96, so I'm 23 years old. So, but I don't do a lot of sports I don't do a lot of conventional sports. I'm not sure about my friends and my generation, but like for me personally, I didn't play a lot of badminton. I tried it. I went for training when I was in primary school. I did like ping pong, futsal, basketball, those other things, but it was not my thing. So maybe like the generation nowadays is just it's not in our interest, I guess.
Yeah, like even nowadays we have like e-game, right?
Mm-hmm.
E-game have been something also.
Esports.
Yeah, esports.
Everyone is into esports now because like I guess the fact is like if you manage to win Dota TI, then you get like I don't know like 8 million pot prize per team, and then you split it per of your teammates. Like it's like 1 million per person. It's a lot of money,
But what are the odds, man? Like,
I mean, the same could be said as a badminton player. What are the
that's
odds that
true,
you reach the world stage? It's
that's
the same.
true. That's true.
And I think that's just the trend. That's where people are going nowadays. And not to say that there's no one doing sports anymore. Just that probably like other aspects. Like now, like like a lot of people I see are going to gyms more often because gyms are getting cheaper. Last time it used to be like during my sister's time, it was like there's only Fitness First.
Yeah.
And it was a 200 ringgit membership in Fitness First.
Still is.
Yeah, it still is. So but now like you have all those like smaller gyms that is like you need to pay like 5 ringgit to 10 ringgit, 15 ringgit, at most 30 ringgit per entry, and the quality is good, the community is great. And like this whole powerlifting scene, this strongman game is coming up. I think that's where people are putting their effort into now.
I guess it only happens like that's how the Malaysian trend is happening lah, right?
I don't know.
Compared to the world, like I mean like if Malaysian against the world, like what we're seeing, like for instance in China, like they have a quite an like even spread over, perhaps probably due to their population, they have like so much more people.
Yeah, their population is what's their population standing now?
I think billions.
I don't think billions.
Damn.
The whole population.
Oh my god, we are so bad,
Yeah, we're terrible at this.
But yeah, I think I think China have a few billions population compared to Malaysia only like 30 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have like quite an even spread over like all the individual sports, and it's just they are
Because they train them young as well, they invest in
yeah,
population.
true lah.
Not so much for us, I would assume.
So I would say like it is good like Malaysia. Back to the topic about Lee Chong Wei's retirement. I guess Malaysians are paying a lot of attention towards badminton, the sports, because it has been the only sports that can potentially get us a gold medal in Olympic. And then, but with the current population, like the younger generation these days are focusing more on like e-sports. Then SEA Games is like also recognizes that. And then from the last time we checked, there's like 5 categories of esports available: 2 for PC, 2 for mobile, and 1 for console. And Tekken 7 is part of the SEA Game category for esports. So I guess it's getting more and more interesting in how the sports scene have evolved. And as a complex operator like us, we do take that into our consideration also while when we first take over this place, right? So let's move on. In fact, I have a list of like topics that we want to discuss today. Like, obviously, none of us know so much about badminton, right?
But
So
all in all, I'm sure we have to thank Lee Chong Wei for keeping us on the world stage for so long.
yeah,
It is the he is what we call a hard carry, you know.
Yeah.
He's probably got a back pain from carrying this country, you know, and we have to respect that.
exactly. Thank you so much, Lee Chong Wei, for bringing
For bringing glory to this
yes,
country.
exactly. Make names out of Malaysia. People know Malaysia for at least that reason.
Lost plane.
You know what I say?
Yeah, we are famous. Malaysia is famous for the things that it shouldn't be famous for, which is terrible, but in the silver lining, in the dark gloomy clouds is that we have people like Lee Chong Wei to hold us up in the proper spotlight.
Alright, it went dark so fast in our discussion. Okay, let's talk about our complex. We have taken over since early February, right? So we have been trying to build this place up. So we have a lot of trial and error in terms of our marketing. In terms of marketing, we have tried to mold up a sort of like a way, and including this podcast also part of the initiative to build this place up. So far, for those who don't know, we have like 3 futsal courts, we have 15 badminton courts, and as of 2 months ago, we had basketball courts, right? So what have you guys like what's going to happen next, and what do you guys think like we should do, to improve this place?
You're asking me like they're not part of this team, like they don't know what's going on.
No, I was just trying to hear it from you guys because
Terrible.
we have the idea of like trying to bring in
Strip club.
Blackjack and hookers.
Drugs.
damn. We wanted to bring in in fact, we had an MP Pro shop available and we are still working on it, but hopefully by next month we are able to establish it, set it up.
Yeah.
But when it comes to esports, like, do you think it's something viable for us to do? I have been trying to eye on like, esports. Like Vince brought his PS4 here, and then
For research purposes.
For research purposes.
yeah. So we wanted to do something about it. Like, so yeah, we have been struggling to convince even ourselves to make it work.
Because esports is a very big investment, but because now esports, everyone is moving on to mobile esports.
Yeah.
As long as you got a phone, see, like you don't even need an expensive one. But then again, all phones nowadays are expensive. Back then phones were like the most expensive. Samsung, Apple is like 2K, 2.5. Now it's like the phone is like 4K, 5K. It's basically like if you bought 10 of these, you could buy a Mighty.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah, like Asus, I think, was it Asus, a Singaporean friend of mine, pre-ordered a model that Asus released. It's like a mini gaming computer. As if the laptops was not overkill enough, they had to make it into a phone. So calling people becomes secondary, whereas gaming becomes primary. So like I'm sure nowadays people it's in the mama, everyone's just playing Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, Wangzhe, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Wangzhe is basically I think the Mandarin version of Mobile Legends.
Just Bang Bang.
Yeah, that's what it's called, Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Like a dating site.
Exactly. So yeah,
Bang Bang.
it's a rip-off from Dota, but I just
from what I see, Mobile Legend, it's going to be one of the category for esports in C game.
Because of Dota, I mean Dota, LOL.
Yeah, Dota is also in C games.
Yeah.
For the PC category,
Because
for the
back then when we didn't have mobile gaming, everyone had to go to. If you didn't own a PC, okay, back in the days, like 5 years ago, a PC, a good decent PC, and not to mention if you have internet access at home, which like Unify, piece of shit, terrible piece of shit, cost like 200 ringgit for like a meager 20 meg, and only recently they upgraded it, but you still get like bad internet connection. So on top of paying for internet connection, you gotta get yourself a PC setup. Then Dota is free, but then not all of your friends own a PC set. So the next solution to do that is to go to cyber cafes, which is like Blitzone and stuff like that. Orange,
Apple.
Yeah.
High school days.
But like.
But this is specifically in KL lah.
Yeah, so in the Banda, yes, it that was the solution. But let's just say if you come from the outskirts, not in the city, a little bit more rural areas.
Yeah.
You also have a passion for gaming, so you have to maybe travel like few kilometers away from your house. You got to cycle there. If you're a high school student, you don't drive.
So that what I'm saying is like the alternative would be mobile.
Yeah, because now everyone back in the days when we were young, like you didn't get a phone till you were like 18, and it was like those Nokia phone.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, like my cousin has a freaking iPhone at the age of from 3. Before that, even she was like playing her mom's phone, Candy Crush and all that. So now I think
the world has changed.
Yeah, and to be honest, like paying for mobile data, which is like I am using
just part of the phone plan.
Yeah, it's part of the phone plan. Like it's expensive, yes, but think about it. If you spend 3K and every month you pay 80 ringgit to 90 ringgit and you get about 20-30 gig of data for a month.
Yeah.
So if you don't watch YouTube and you only play games, you can practically use it non-stop to play games.
True.
And I'm pretty sure every one of your friends own a phone.
Yeah.
So and just go to a mama, or like you go to your friend's house, you always have that one rich friend that has a very big living room that has like 3 aircons, So you can just so you don't have to go to a cyber cafe. You don't have to like, oh damn, the cyber cafe is full. There's this guy that's been hogging it for like half a day, but he's not willing to give up the PC. You don't have to drive there, you don't have to cycle there. You can just go to your friend's house or go to the mama, and that's it, done.
Yeah, actually, I do find I do find a relation on that is like, because like in Sabah, just so you know, their internet like Wi-Fi speed is so bad that people at their own home, at the comfort of their own home, they rather just use their mobile data.
Yeah.
It's more promising and it's faster than their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Right? Like it happens over there, and what's more like for a rural area like Sabah, their main city, Kota Kinabalu, KK. Like most of the people prefers to use mobile data rather than Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because nowadays the mobile data plans are so I mean,
yeah,
it's not say advanced, but it's much more cost effective compared to buying
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, to buying Unify or Cellcom broadband or stuff like that,
And those are not really that reliable as well.
Yeah lah.
Just like our complex internet.
Yeah.
Raymond.
Yeah, so like now, I mean, here in our complex, if we wanted to start esports, we will have to provide really good internet connection.
Either that or maybe we can. What do you think if like we made it like USB port just available like most of the resting area and make cozier to welcome people to just chill after their sport, maybe to just play mobile games.
I mean,
Recreationally.
if it were me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I will still go to a mamak because mamak I can order drinks non-stop. You know?
Right.
I don't have to like come to the counter to get my drinks, which
Mhm.
is, you know, I can order like an ice kosong for 20 cents. I can order 10 cups of ice kosong and it only cost me like what, $2? You know, sorry, $4. Is it? Yeah, around there. So I think that's why people like you see now in the mamak. Like back then before the smoking ban, people go to mamaks for like shisha and all that, and like smoke cigarettes and all that. But
The
now
shisha applies to the smoking ban, right?
yeah, technically it
Is
does,
it?
supposedly.
But usually they always smoke like outside anyway, shisha.
Yeah.
So
But you see now, like when you go to a mama, you no longer like see people like sitting there in a mama discussing, I don't know, high school stuff. They're just sitting there, like
all playing with your phone.
yeah, all playing like Mobile Legends or PUBG Mobile.
God damn.
Yeah, that's how the generation is advancing. And one thing, you know, that's the thing about Malaysia. We have a ton of mamaks everywhere, like shit ton of mamaks, which is I would say it's good and bad. Okay, compared to other countries like in Australia, all the shops close at 5 p.m. Done.
Yeah.
You know, everyone is home chilling by 8.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's asleep by 12. Bars will probably close at 2 a.m. But here, you know, mamaks, right? You know,
Open 24/7.
yeah, 24/7. So that's the thing, that's what we have, which makes a significant difference, you know.
That's true. But since our complex opens, because like the idea of like making our place like sort of like incorporating esports into it is because we memang open like 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So might as well hop onto the trend and make it, you know, welcoming more communities of people, because the whole idea of like having Bubble Sports Complex is hopefully in the future we're able to make it like a community hub for sports enthusiasts of any kind, right? Like to host as many activities and as many sports as possible. So if it's like viable, perhaps maybe whoever that watch it, and if there's anyone ever watched this podcast, maybe can just leave us a comment and let us know, like, do you think it's viable? If you have been to this complex, what do you think about it? Like, how do you think we can improve it further? You know, I'm really curious to find out more. Like, we are really curious to find out more, like how our team can support a certain communities in hosting them over here. You know, just the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On to the next one then.
Yeah.
Esports out of the way.
Right. So what I have left in the list is, so far, what do you guys think about after like, how long have you been here? 4 months.
5, you know.
Yeah. Moving on to 5 months. What is the biggest challenge that each of us have
Terrible
encountered?
traffic. I live in PJ, okay? I live in PJ and I have to go through the federal to get to this place every day.
Yeah, we located in Ichiras. He's from PJ. I'm from Klang, and this guy stays the closest. He stays in Cheras, but the other end of Cheras lah. Consider that? Not exactly the other end lah. It's sort
20
of,
minutes away, about.
yeah, driving distance lah. So aside from just the transportation lah, I mean, like, in terms of like the role that the position that you're holding, like for people that doesn't know like how sports complex operate, maybe in their perspective is like, you know, you guys just open the place, we just come and play whenever we want, that's about it, right? So what are the unknown challenge that maybe people don't know, like we are struggling to do on the daily basis?
I think on a daily basis, what sports complexes face is the overhead cost. It's the overhead cost, you know, and it's a little bit unorthodox, I think, for us to have a marketing team for a sports complex, because you know, in Malaysia, everyone is just going to a sports complexes to play and then chow.
Yeah.
But like here, we're trying to do something different, and I guess that's where the challenge lies. You know, we're trying to make something different. We have all these costs incurred on us.
Yeah.
You know, marketing, spending money on Facebook and Instagram. So I think that's one of the challenges, to try and get people interested in our particular sports complex, and because we are facing competition from the other local brands, the other local sports complexes in Cheras.
Well, not just Cheras.
People do travel to their preferred. It really still depends on like where you come from, like people in Klang, like myself, understanding how my friends or my community of sports enthusiasts work is like they will go to the nearest one possible, or wherever the whole community, the majority wants to go, we'll just go there and play, for instance, like badminton or basketball, right?
That's how it usually works for me. One guy goes to a complex, and then most of them decide to go there. We usually just go, oh, okay.
I used to play in Kepong. Even though I live in PJ.
So it's like
15 to 20 minute drive.
Wherever the majority wants to go, then you just join.
Just tag along.
I had a few friends who came from Setapak, so Kepong was like the midpoint between us. So that's why.
Speaking of overhead costs, like for our current, for those people who, like, if you want to know more detail about like how us operating this place works, is like, I think it's safe to say about 60 to 70% of our overhead costs comes from just the rental and utilities itself. Right? And then
so we depend a lot on
day in day out bookings. That's where the challenge comes in. Like if like full-fledged, like 1 week we don't have, we are down in our sales, it becomes really risky for our business to sustain. So on a monthly basis, on a daily basis even, we're paying close attention to how the operation works. So which is the biggest challenge for us, which is why like we constantly we feel the need to like do something different in terms of like coming out with more content online, designing more stuff to entertain our followers online, and those are really technical stuff like what's the biggest challenge, like you as the brain behind most of the initiatives, like what do you think?
Creating content that appeals to different target markets. I would think so.
True. Because different sports works differently, right? Like different communities works differently. Like badminton people might not like the idea of like certain approach compared to basketball and compared to futsal.
Each community works a different way. And in our complex, I would imagine that most of the ones that play badminton is a little bit older, so they may not actually go on social media as much as those that play futsal or basketball.
True. Like basketball. Fuck. Okay, Aaron just tried to flirt with me with his.
I was flirting with you. I was just giving you hand signals.
So
the easiest solution to that, which we are now incorporating, is running more events and tournaments. So which brings up the next point, which is the challenge, is that we need to get more sign-ups, more people included into the tournaments that we're going to come up with, and because we are also relatively new in this whole business, we are not sure how people run tournaments and leagues, and I'm sure there are a lot of big players already in the industry. So that's the things that we got to overcome in a way.
That's right.
So
we're gonna work the hard labor in terms of like promoting more of a different tournaments and leagues for different sports, and to work with different communities, leaders, to push it further. Stop! It's disturbing. So so that's basically how it works like, so that's aside, anything else that you would like to bring up for our random talk today?
Please get a proper guest and stop asking us to get on the podcast. It's getting really annoying.
No, I kind of enjoy like this kind of conversation because it sort of like reminds us like what's our core focus And like I know there are certain people enjoy watching this podcast. I did receive feedback about actually there are people watching our podcast. It's kind of encouraging.
But this
in that
particular
sense,
episode sounds like what people say,
the filler.
Kaki song. You do it yourself and you feel better about it yourself, but no one really knows or cares.
Well, if it's informative content, perhaps like people who or
Is it though?
enjoy this kind of like. Well, there is only one way to find out, which is to see how people will respond after like this podcast is published. But yeah, I guess we already hit like our 30 minutes mark. Yeah. So Vince did not speak so much as he used to.
I'm tired today.
Yeah, but anyways, it's I'm glad that we done this, and for those who don't vape, maybe they will find this annoying a little bit, but yeah. So thank you so much for watching this episode, and yeah, we'll have a better guest.
Just so you know, like if the Malaysian government did not incorporate the smoking ban on sports complexes, I would have thought to run a vaping competition.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, like seriously, like vape tricks. There's actually a competition in US for that. Yeah.
I saw like those people can do really amazing stuff with it.
Yeah, that would have been very interesting. But since they incorporated the smoking, can you stop playing with that?
No, I mean the government like.
Yeah, you're not allowed to smoke in a sports complex.
Does vaping consider like?
Yes, it does.
Smoking? Oh.
It's considered smoking, any form of smoke.
But do we allow to conduct this kind of?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No. That would be quite interesting actually. In fact, I don't mind.
Too bad. Anyways, bye. We'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah, tell us what you think about this podcast and how do you think like we could improve it. Yeah, make this content more informative or something that you would like to hear us talk about. Which are the guests that you think we should invite? Do let us know. But on the next podcast, we have an interesting guest coming up, so that's a teaser a little bit. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.